Man, I just want to say a huge thank you to Oklahoma City, the fans, um, everybody for the way that you guys welcomed me back with open arms after starting my first 2 years in the city. Um, to the team, to Sam Presti, Billy Donovan, the training staff, everybody, man, and coming there. Obviously, a lot of people try to count us out, counted me out, and all I can say is I'll never forget it. Never forget it. 15 years, I've had an opportunity to play on some amazing teams, but Sam, you were straightforward with me from day one. I don't know what the future holds, but what I can say is that this team, I think I made some connections and bonds with these guys that'll last a lifetime. 2010-11, I got a chance to play with a special team. Monty Williams was the head coach that year. And, you know, you play with some guys for 1 year, 2 years, you never know, and you make connections for a lifetime. So to Oklahoma City, thank you guys. To Kobe, you behind the camera, Matt, everybody that made this experience what it was. I hate that it ended as early as it did, but Oklahoma City will always have a special place in my heart. Nothing like it. And as y'all know, go Thunder, Thunder up. Peace and respect.
I think one of the biggest storylines of the NBA offseason, I can no longer say in the summer, right? It was because the NBA offseason looked like it's going to take place in the fall and the winter as we get ready for, gosh, what do I even say? Do I say 2020, 2021 season? Or do I just say the 2021 season, being that it'll probably start in January or February and probably will still end in 2021? I'll just say the 2021 season, right? I'll just leave it at that. So next year, one of the storylines I believe that will be a big deal is what team has the services of Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a gift and a curse. I'll tell you why. Chris Paul is a leader. You don't have too many of those in the NBA anymore. I'm talking about a guy that will look you in your eye and say, you're wrong. I'm wrong. You're right. I'm right. You're wrong. I'm right. I'm wrong. You're right. Don't just skip over what I just said. There's really a lot of value in what I just gave you. Even if, forget basketball, there are a lot of executives, corporate CEOs, VPs, whatever, that don't have that one fundamental trait in them. I'm wrong. You're right. You're wrong. I'm right. I would say I know of at least maybe like 8 guys in the NBA that I believe have that in them. Maybe not even that many. I don't have more respect for any other athlete in the NBA in their leadership than Chris Paul. Even LeBron, I sometimes even think, and LeBron's a really great leader, right? Even LeBron, to me, is more of a lead by his actions type of guy than I'm going to sit you down and say, bruh, make a play. That was a bad shot. Be better at your job tomorrow. Focus like I focus on the game right now. Stop being a dumbass, right? I look at Chris Paul as a guy that can do that. But there's a curse to that, right? Because Chris Paul is such a leader, guys put that work in to be better because they got a good leader. They got a great leader. And you win too many regular season games. When you're in the NBA, there's no middle ground. Either you're really bad so you can get better with a great pick, or you're really good going after a championship. If you're in the middle somewhere like the Indiana Pacers, not really a great place to be. You'd rather have the talent than to have good talent, not great talent. Win too many games so you don't get a lottery pick, but you're a first round bounce out of the playoffs every year. That's why they fired Nate McMillan. So Chris Paul's going to win too many games in Oklahoma over the next couple of years. And he's probably going to get traded because of that. You hear what I just said? He's going to win too many games in Oklahoma. The Thunder were 1 game away from beating the Rockets and going to the second round. And hell, looking back on it, maybe the Thunder get a game. They couldn't have done any worse than the Rockets against the Lakers. They couldn't have been any worse than the Rockets. The Rockets Whatever. I'm not even going there. Billy Donovan is out as the OKC Thunder head coach. It was announced last week. I think this is a big deal. I think Billy Donovan's a decent to good head coach in the league. It's really tough to say because he coached Westbrook for most of his tenure so far in the league. It's tough to say. We know he's a great college coach at Florida. He was amazing. I don't know what's the next step for Billy Donovan. Maybe he goes back to the college level. Maybe he takes another professional job. There are not a lot of great jobs right now in the NBA. We'll see what happens, though. But I'm looking at Billy Donovan, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't even have to guess why this man is no longer the head coach in OKC. Reportedly, he was offered a 2-year deal before the restart, and he declined it. He wanted to play it out as his contract ended. So he gets into the playoffs and loses in a 7-game series in the first round to the Rockets. So after the game, the Thunder and Billy Donovan get into contract negotiations. They say, you know what, we're going to go our separate ways. You don't even have to wonder why Billy Donovan is no longer the head coach in OKC and how this ties into Chris Paul. Sam Presti actually came out and the Thunder made a statement and they actually explained it to you. I'm finna read this to you. Listen to this. I'm not going to read all of it. I have great respect for Billy Donovan, and he will always appreciate, and I will always appreciate our work together. He is a terrific basketball coach, and we are proud of what he has accomplished with the Thunder. That's what Sam Presti said. He also said, we have planned to sit down at the end of the season and discuss the best way to move forward for both of us. In those discussions, after them, it became apparent that we couldn't provide him the information on the future direction of the team over the next several seasons to give him the level of clarity that he understandably desires at this stage of his career. Therefore, we close the chapter and reflect today finally on all that he has given to the team, organization, and community. Billy will always have a place in the Thunder family. You don't even have to play the guessing game of why Billy Donovan is no longer the coach in OKC. We don't have to get the PC Anderson for him. Sam Presti gave us the real, and I respect that. But I respect what Billy Donovan did. So let me ask you guys, all my basketball fans out there, especially my Oklahoma City fans out there, what's going on in OKC right now from a contractual standpoint? For all my basketball fans, maybe you know Roberson is close to coming off the books. That was a bad contract. He got hurt. Couldn't make a shot. Okay, so Roberson's not a big deal. Dennis Schroeder's not a high volume contract. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is working towards a new deal, but he's one of the futures of your team. You don't mind paying Shai Gilgeous-Alexander the extension. You don't mind giving him the Jaylen Brown extension because you want to know why? You got nothing but draft picks. All your guys that you're going to get in the next couple years, they're going to be under rookie contracts. You got them for at least the next 3-4 years. It doesn't matter about paying Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Give him a deal. Pay him. Make him happy. Steven Adams, you can pay him. No problem. What he'll want, he knows his worth. He knows what he's not as well. He'll be fine. Other than that, what problems remain in Oklahoma City? There's only one contract that stands out in OKC. Chris Paul. You just got your answer that you're looking for. It is clear as day to me that Sam Presti in OKC told Billy Donovan straight up, we're not going forward with Chris Paul. That's when you watch Chris Paul, it seems like he was saying goodbye to OKC in this video that he did. He was saying goodbye. Probably didn't want to be in OKC, but while he was there, he made the best of it. Squeezed everything out that lemon in Oklahoma City this season. Has nothing to be ashamed of. He deserves some MVP votes, damn it. But let's call a spade a spade. Billy Donovan wanted to know, are we about to use some of these picks that we acquired in the Paul George trade, in the Russell Westbrook trade, go get Chris Paul some help and try to go for it? And I'm assuming Sam Presti, general manager and VP in OKC, said, no, we don't want to have go for it right now. We want to go get a star that we can market our future around. We had Russ for a decade. We had Kevin Durant, 2 of the 6 to 7 most popular guys in our sport. We had Harden as well. Another one of those popular guys in our sport. We need one of them. And Chris Paul's past that age. Though he's still really great, he's past that age of prime marketability. We got to trade Chris to get more picks because we got to put ourselves in the best position to get one of them. And if we keep Chris, not only are we going to win too many games and pay him $40-some million a year, that decreases our chance of getting an Imani Bates, a Mikey Williams, whomever they desire in the future. We got to put ourselves in position to one of them. Now, I don't know what team gets Chris Paul. Maybe it's the Knicks, who reportedly are interested. I think Philadelphia should go after him. But I think we have our answer. At some point this summer, Billy Donovan being out in OKC tells us, or at some point this fall, winter, Billy Donovan being out in OKC tells us that Chris Paul's time in OKC is limited. Now, maybe it doesn't happen before the season. Maybe it happens at the trade deadline. There's no way Chris Paul finishes next year in OKC. Now, who's going to take on $45 million? It'll be a desperate situation. That's why I can see the Knicks. I can see the Philadelphia 76ers. They're desperate. Both of them. Desperate. We'll see. But you got all you need to know from Sam Presti. He told you why Billy Donovan's not returning. Because Billy ain't want to be a part of another project, baby, for another 10 years. That's why.